Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? That is the comet ISON as it's streaking through the sky. And that's how it looked before it reached the sun on Thanksgiving Day for the perihelion. Now, when it came out the other side, it was not left in this bright, brilliant, magnificent form as it was racing toward the sun. It did not hit the sun, of course, but it came within 684,000 miles of the sun. Now, the scientists at NASA have declared Comet ISON is dead. Officially, they call it dead on arrival. It appears there will be no once-in-a-lifetime celestial light show this month as the Comet ISON is dead on arrival. As it streaks past the Earth, trailed by a glorious tail of ice, water, rock, and dust. But ISON watcher Carl Badams of the United States Navy Sungrazer Comet Citizen Science Project and a NASA-sponsored Comet ISON observing campaign has posted the eulogy for Comet ISON, which is now believed to have disintegrated, he says, into millions of fragments as it swung around the sun, coming within 1 million miles of the star's surface. Tragically, he said on November 28, 2013, ISON tenacious ambition outweighed its ability, and our shining green candle in the solar wind began to burn out, said Badams. ISON is dead. Well, just hang on a second. Now, Jesse Waltman of BP Earthwatch privately sent me 3 photos that he has not even shown on his, he has not posted these yet. He said, go ahead, Paul, you can use these. And he'll be my guest Thursday on my live show, and we'll get more information on the current status of ISON. But let me show you what they look like. This is from him. That is what ISON looked like before it got to the sun. Obviously, you don't know if it's just one big rock there glowing or if there was a couple of different nuclei in there. We really don't know. Your camera couldn't capture it because of the brightness of it. But as it came out around the perihelion and came out the other side, remember when it was still on the other side of the sun, NASA said it was dead. It poof, it went into a puff of dust and it was over. And then a few hours later, it emerged, still going. Matter of fact, here's the pictures of it. What you're looking at right there, that is the Comet ISON. That's after it's been with the infrared camera taking down the glare, taking down all the brightness. Because if you didn't take down the brightness, that would look like just a ball of bright light, just like the picture I showed you of it when it was headed toward the sun. But when you keep darkening it down, taking away all the brightness of it, and through the infrared cameras, this is what you end up seeing. Obviously, Comet ISON is not in a million little dinky pieces. Comet ISON is in parts. It is like a ball of shrapnel. But you can see those pieces are quite large. Now, I actually, let me show you another picture. I actually counted 21 significant pieces of ISON. Let me show you another picture. Now, these were sent to me by Jesse Waltman of BP Earthwatch. And he sent these to me privately and said, Paul, you can use these. And I actually counted 21 separate significant pieces. Now, obviously, there are millions if you was to just everything that there is. But that still has, after all the infrared camera taking away taking away the brightness and trying to bring it down to where you can capture how many pieces there is, you can see them there. They're quite large. Now, here's another thing. NASA told us before this comet made it to the sun that it was 2.1 miles wide. But Jesse Waltman of BP Earthwatch and some of the others that have done some calculations felt it was more like 12 miles wide. So what that means is when NASA's not even showing you this picture. This picture I'm showing you is not in the NASA reports. I mean, what I mean by that is, in this article I just read from news.cnet.com, they show you the bright, brilliant comet headed toward the sun, but they don't show you what actually is going on with ISON. ISON is still going. ISON is not dead. Yes, ISON is different than it was when it went in. And yes, ISON is in probably 21 pieces, significant pieces. But those pieces are quite large, folks. So just imagine that nuclei right there of all of those pieces, and don't look at it as saying that is totally 2 miles. Look at it as that's totally 12 miles. And if you do, then you can start to calculate the size of those pieces. They are big rocks. And here's the thing. They are breaking apart. Okay? They are fanning away. NASA's right on this point that it will not remain a comet. But here's the point you got to understand. Then what happens with all of these pieces as they're racing to end up being 41 million miles above the Earth? Let me show you another picture. Again, by darkening it down, you can see it's still a significant ball of shrapnel. Huge rocks. I'm talking that one rock in the lead. I would say if the whole thing is 12 miles, I would say that rock's about 5 miles wide, just that one. And then you can see there's others significant. Some of them maybe 3 miles, some of them maybe 2.5. I mean, these are huge, huge pieces of comet. Now, you got to understand, in the year Y 1490, the comet Y 1490, a piece of that comet hit the ocean, hit the Pacific Ocean, and created a tsunami 700 feet high that just annihilated all civilization on the Ascension Island and done tremendous damage and on New Zealand and Australia, and sunk almost the entire Navy ships of the Chinese government. 97% of their ships, it sunk them. That was from one piece of the Comet Y 1490. Now here's another thing you got to understand. The debris trail. Now let me just take you back to the original picture that these guys showed us. All right. Now you can see the debris trail here. Now that debris trail is huge. And that's what it looked like before it entered the sun perihelion. When it came out just yesterday, if you go to BP Earthwatch and watch Jesse's last video, which he does a great job reading even in the book of Job for you, he shows you this. The tail has fanned out, folks, about 5 million miles wide. 5 million miles wide. It's going to continue to fan out. Those pieces that are in the nuclei right now, the 21 pieces that I call the 21 pieces there, they're going to continue to pull apart from each other because they can't hold themselves together forever. They will slowly keep pulling away. But that means the tail then will continue to fan out unbelievably, full of asteroids, meteorites, comet dust, and Lord knows what else. And we got to go through that debris field in January. On January 12th through the 19th, we got to pass through that debris trail full of something. So don't just tell me, NASA, it's over, turn out the lights. Good night, Irene, the party's over. I'm telling you, it's just beginning. And I'm not a NASA scientist, obviously, but I'm looking at it from a biblical standpoint, that we have to continue to watch what's going on with this, because there is some significant scriptures that tells us that the earth will encounter unbelievable events from the sky, like a mountain burning as a lamp, or as like a star crashing upon the earth. And you can read about those in Revelation chapter 8. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get hit with one of those 21 big rocks. Matter of fact, I don't think we will. To be quite honest with you, I'm pretty sure we won't. The scientists would certainly probably agree with me. But it's what's coming with it. It's all of the debris, all of the asteroids and meteorites. I certainly think we're in for some type of meteor explosions, some amount of meteorites or asteroids will break through the Earth's atmosphere. I'd almost guarantee it. Only God knows. God's in control of every piece that's floating up there and sailing through the... It is God that sent this comet. It is God that will finish it. Not Carl Badams, not Paul Begley, but God himself. I recommend you go watch Jesse Waltman's YouTube channel called BP Earthwatch. Watch the last 3 or 4 of his videos. Help get you understanding of the evolution, if you will, the involvement that this comet has went through since the perihelion, and it helped give you a better understanding. I'm looking at it from a biblical standpoint. We still have the possibility. We have to keep a heads up, and we got to keep looking up, for our redemption is truly coming nigh. Jesus is coming. I believe this star, this comet, is a sign that he will come. He's coming soon. I don't know when, but I know he's coming. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're living in the last days. Don't miss today's show. We'll be talking about this and other, all kinds of current world events, including the Middle East peace process, Benjamin Netanyahu's trip to Rome, persecution of Christians, and a whole lot more. Other stuff I haven't even covered today on YouTube. God bless all of you.